As Israel was accused of repeatedly breaching the fragile Gaza Truce, Turkey visibly stepped in by hosting Hamas leaders, signaling a bigger diplomatic role in trying to stabilize the situation. As Donald Trump's assurances that the ceasefire was holding drew growing skepticism, Ankara moved to reinforce the shaky Gaza Truce with direct political engagement and mediation efforts. Turkey's intelligence chief Ibrahim Kalin held talks in Istanbul with a visiting Hamas delegation, using the meeting to assess the ceasefire status and explore ways to shore it up on the ground. The Hamas negotiating team was led by senior political bureau member Khalil al-Hayya, underscoring that the discussions with Turkey were high-level and directly tied to the group's central leadership. The meeting unfolded as the United States floated an ambitious vision to remake war-scarred Gaza into a high-tech luxury coastal hub over 2 decades, a plan many see as distant from current realities. According to the Wall Street Journal, Jared Kushner and developer Steve Witkoff have drafted a $112 billion blueprint for Gaza's first decade of redevelopment, hinging on long-term calm and heavy outside investment. At the same time, the US, Qatar, Egypt, and Turkey are jointly pressuring Israel and Hamas to accept a Phase 2 compromise, aimed at deepening the ceasefire and unlocking broader political steps. Turkey's foreign minister sharply criticized Israeli military actions in Gaza during talks with counterparts from the US, Egypt, and Qatar, even as they coordinated efforts to salvage and solidify the truce. Hakan Fidan told Anadolu that ongoing truce violations are endangering the peace plan associated with Trump, warning that continued attacks could derail both the ceasefire and any long-term political vision. Turkish officials and Hamas envoys discussed how the Gaza ceasefire is being implemented on the ground, trading assessments about its current status and the obstacles to keeping it intact. Hamas told its Turkish counterparts that it is adhering to the ceasefire terms in Gaza, insisting that it is Israel, not the movement, that has been responsible for recent escalations. The delegation laid out what it described as specific Israeli violations of the truce, including continued strikes and raids that it claims directly breach the agreed-upon ceasefire framework. Talks centered on Turkey's potential role as a guarantor state, exploring how Ankara could help supervise, enforce, and verify the Gaza ceasefire in coordination with other regional players. Ankara and Hamas discussed concrete steps they believe could curb further Israeli violations, ranging from diplomatic pressure to international monitoring mechanisms. Both delegations reviewed what conditions would be required on the ground to move into the second phase of the Gaza peace plan, including deeper de-escalation and expanded humanitarian access. They also discussed coordination with regional states and international organizations to increase aid flows into Gaza, aiming to stabilize daily life enough to support any political progress. The Turkish side and Hamas reaffirmed rhetorical support for Palestinian national reconciliation, stressing that internal unity is essential for any sustainable solution in Gaza and beyond. Both parties reiterated that an independent Palestinian state remains their strategic objective, framing the ceasefire and talks as steps toward a broader political horizon. Palestinian officials continue to accuse Israel of repeatedly breaching the October 10 ceasefire, citing ongoing raids and strikes they say blatantly contradict the terms of the deal. Despite the ceasefire being in place on paper, reports from Palestinian authorities say at least 395 people have been killed in Israeli attacks since October 10. The Palestinian Health Ministry adds that more than 1,000 others have been wounded in post-truce strikes, underscoring how fragile and incomplete the current calm remains.